Welcome back to the video series for the SAScon 2026 team tournament. I filmed an intro video covering the format and our army, so if you haven't seen that, I recommend checking it out. This is round 4, finals, where we are facing Nathan IS, also known as Infected Sloth, and Gucci Boost. Nathan is playing Kayaman Awa and 2 squads of Great Bow Archers, and Gucci Boost is playing 4 squads of Deathstalkers. This map is Stachivon, and the near glyph is Dagmar, and the far glyph is Sola Astrid. As a rules refresher, glyphs only help your own army, not your teammates. This is another big matchup for Glenerva, as she should allow us to negate about a third of Nathan's turns, unless he's willing to engage us, which is definitely not how their army wants to play. I presume the idea behind their army is for the Deathstalkers, with their fast move and high defense, to engage the opponent as an offensive screen, while Nathan's ranged pieces sit behind it and attack at the same time. Because there are 12 Deathstalkers with 5 defense each, it will take some time for us to fight our way through, and they should be able to force us to do that, as we have no range to shoot over them at Kayaman or the Great Bows. Regarding the map and glyphs, this is a great map for granites, as they can take max lava height on their order marker 3, attack, and then use gain high ground to, well, gain low ground and hop off the lava, whereas the rest of the units in this game will have to risk lava in order to be up there on their order marker 3. For this format, the turn order is determined by the opening initiative rolls, so the turn order for this game will be Knight of Light, then Gucci Boost, then me, then Nathan. Nathan is the only one who has interesting order markers this game, and has 3 of them on the Great Bows and 1 of them on Kayaman this round, which makes sense, as Great Bows are stronger at far range, while Kayaman is stronger once we get closer. As you can probably tell from our start zone setup, we had decided to go left on this map, thinking that Sola Astrid was more impactful than Dagmar for this matchup. Dagmar is normally quite strong, but its value goes down in a team event, where you still have to beat 3 other people for initiative, which is hard even with the +8. And Sola Astrid should help get through the Deathstalkers' high defense. Granites advance as a wall in that direction to start the game. Deathstalkers then develop up, with 2 of them on road. I then move Glenerva up to where she can cover Sola Astrid and the lava hill next to it, but don't drop the X yet, as Great Bows won't be able to hit anything on their order marker 1. 2 Great Bows then develop up on the near side, though neither is on road. Granites then move more horizontally than vertically, sacrificing some forward development to get all of them into Glenerva's aura. 3 new Deathstalkers then develop up out of their start zone, though none of them are able to get on road this turn. I then develop 3 Brutes from the far edge of our start zone up into Glenerva's aura, but don't reveal the X on her yet, for 2 reasons. One is that another Brute is still out of the aura, so Great Bows will have a target no matter what. But the more important aspect is that it's more powerful to reveal her X on your order marker 3 if you go before a ranged army, which I do here, because if you end up going after the ranged army next round, then it lasts for 2 turns of theirs instead of 1. Now, that would only work if Nathan wins initiative outright, as I go directly before him in the rotation, but that's still a 25% chance of 2 lost turns instead of 1 by waiting. The 2 developed Great Bows then move up a bit to shoot at 2 granites from height and get 1 kill. 1 granite overextends forward because it can get a rock throw in at a stalker, and 2 others shift over further. That 4v5 does go through, the granite then backs up, and the rest tighten up their formation around Glenerva, using lava to protect them a bit, as stalkers likely won't risk ending the round on lava. 1 stalker takes each glyph, and a third engages that forward granite, using Sola Astrid for a 4v5, which goes through. I get that far brute into Glenerva's aura, develop another one up, and engage that forward stalker, getting the kill from another 4v5. I did reveal Glenerva's X this turn. Over to Great Bows, and they don't get any shots in because of Glenerva. The one on lava comes off of it, and another one develops up out of their start zone. For round 2, Gucci Boost wins initiative, so the turn order will be Gucci Boost, then me, then Nathan, then Knight of Light. Gucci sends the forward Deathstalkers in, several of which are able to get lava height. They have 3 attacks on 2 targets and get both kills, 1 Granite and 1 Brute. Over to me, and I'm able to engage those stalkers with 2 Brutes and develop a third one towards the forward Greatbow to threaten his position. He'll be able to engage that Greatbow if it stays to take its 7 range max attack. I get 1 stalker kill from the 2 attacks and wait to reveal Glenerva, as only 1 Greatbow has an attack if it doesn't move. That Greatbow then backs up to stay safe, and another one moves forward, and they both take heighted shots at my Brutes, 4v4s, and both attacks go through. 3 Granites are able to engage those forward stalkers and get 1 kill, but it is the one who was on height. Granites adjust in a way that the last forward stalker is trapped on level 3 height. 2 new stalkers develop up from the start zone, both on the near side, and the engaged one gets a 3v5 attack at a Granite, which misses. I end up revealing the Glenerva X now, because if we can clear out that forward stalker, there's only 1 other stalker that can attack us across their next turn, so we get almost a full turn sequence without being attacked. Also, that Greatbow on Lava would rather attack on its Order Marker 2 than on its Order Marker 3, which this denies. I develop 3 Brutes up from the back of the start zone, 2 of which are able to barge with Granites and hit that stalker, and they kill it. Greatbows don't have any shots because of Glenerva, and the 2 forward ones end up retreating from the mass of melee dudes now breaking through the middle of the map. Granites don't have any attacks this turn, and advance as far as they can without being able to be engaged by stalkers coming out of their start zone in a single move. The 1 stalker that can engage does so, and the 2 stalkers on the far side of their start zone move laterally to the center of the start zone. They likely did this to avoid getting hit by rock throws from the forward Granites on our ensuing Order Marker 3. The engaged stalker hits a Brute, but misses the 3v4. I take Sola Astrid and bring up another Brute from the start zone, who barges in with an engaged Brute to get 2 attacks at the stalker, and I get the kill. Barging a Brute with another that's already engaged is a nice way to get some free development while you were just going to attack with the engaged Brute anyways. The Greatbow that was vulnerable to rock throws backs up into the start zone, and one of the others on Lava steps off of it. One shoots up at a Granite, and another even at a Brute, but neither attack goes through. 1 Granite is able to engage the Greatbow on level 3 road, and 2 others develop up onto the center road, as there were no other possible attacks this turn. That attack misses, and they adjust slightly with gain high ground. The lava roll on the 1 Greatbow misses. For round 3, I end up putting a real order marker on Glenerva, as now that we've taken control of the center height, we'll need to push forward into their start zone, and we want Glenerva coverage for that, so I'll need to double move her. I put the order marker 2 on her, as I wanted the order marker 1 on Brutes in case I won initiative, as I could barge in to hit the engaged Greatbow if I went before Nathan this round, which would happen unless he won initiative outright. Gucci Boost wins initiative, so the order stays the same, with Gucci, then me, then Nathan, then Knight of Light. The 2 forward stalkers engage that Granite that I want to barge with, and another develops up from the start zone. They do get that kill, so instead of barging with that Granite, I'll need to move a different Brute along road to refill that spot, which I do. I develop 2 other Brutes up onto road, not wanting to overextend any of them, knowing that my next order marker is on Glenerva, and hit the Greatbow with a Sola Astrid backed 5v3, but miss it. 1 Greatbow moves to height near that mess of engagements on the near side, and kills the engaged Brute. That allows the formerly engaged Greatbow to take a 5 attack shot at 7 range on a different Brute, but I do block that one. 1 Granite refills the spot where the Brute died, another advances to take a heighted ranged shot on a stalker in the start zone, and a third develops up onto the center road. The heighted shot on the stalker misses, but the other manages to kill the Greatbow. The 2 forward Granites move to engage everything, locking them down, and the others develop up. The engaged Deathstalkers all activate and get both kills on Granites, including a 3 out of 3 that triggers the Maul power for an insta-kill. Back to me, and my order marker 2 is on Glenerva, who moves forward to where she can cover most of the center and all of the level 2 and higher spots near their start zone, where Granites will want to throw from, and can still cover Sola Astrid, but I wait to reveal the X. The Greatbow on lava comes off of it towards our side, and they get 2 shots in, one at each of us, but miss both. One granite is able to re-engage those near stalkers, and 2 others develop onto the middle height, but the one 3v5 misses. That granite gains the high ground there, and the others advance on the far side. One stalker comes off lava, blocking the granite up on lava unless it gets a kill, and the other on lava rotates off lava to protect the Greatbow by covering the height next to it. They get 2 attacks of 3v6 on the granite, and do get the kill. Over to me, and I send one brute in to engage a stalker, develop another up the middle, and send another one forward to where it can catch a Greatbow in the far start zone corner on its next move. I also reveal Glenerva's X now, so it's active until my first order marker next round. I get the kill off the Sola Astrid boosted 5v5. Nathan has the order marker 3 on Greatbows, and everything is protected by Glenerva. He sends one Greatbow to Dagmar, and another engages a brute on level 3. He misses that shot, but I think him taking Dagmar here was a pretty big mistake, as if he wins initiative the following round, then Glenerva will still be active on that order marker 1. Granites are able to get heighted ranged shots on a start zone stalker and the forward Greatbow, and get both kills. Going into round 4, I have 5 brutes left, with a full health Glenerva. Knight of Light has 5 granites, Gucci Boost has 4 Deathstalkers, and Nathan has 2 Greatbows and Kayaman left. So we all still have full activations, but we're also all close to being under that threshold. Nathan has the only interesting order marker decisions, and puts 2 order markers each on Greatbows and Kayaman, so probably the 1 is on Greatbows, the 3 is on Kayaman, and the 2 is unknown. Unfortunately, Dagmar isn't enough for Nathan to win initiative, and Gucci wins it instead, so the order will be the same again: Gucci, then me, then Nathan, then Knight of Light. A Stalker is able to reach max height, engaging 2 granites. Another engages the brute that could have gotten height on the Greatbow on Dagmar, and a third takes height on a granite just outside the start zone. They have an incredible turn and get all 3 kills, from 2 attacks of 4v5 and 1 3v4. Pretty brutal outcome compared to Nathan winning, and Glenerva having still been active. Over to me, and I reveal Glenerva now, as we need to keep our figures alive for long enough to deal with these stalkers, and not have to fight both armies at once. One brute barges with the engaged granite, another engages a stalker, and a third rushes into the start zone to attack that lone Greatbow. However, I think that engaging that Greatbow was a mistake, given that I'd revealed Glenerva, and I should have just instead sent a third attack into the Deathstalkers here, since they can attack us back regardless of Glenerva, whereas that Greatbow can't, and then just wait to deal with the Greatbows. I use Sola Astrid for the attack up, as that kill would have allowed granites to replace that stalker, but missed that one. I kill the other stalker and the Greatbow, though, so engaging it did actually work out for us. Nathan's order marker 1 is on the last Greatbow, who is forced to engage because of Glenerva, and I block the 3v4 into a brute. Granites end up not engaging the stalkers, not wanting to get next to height, and instead send one rock throw down at the last Greatbow, killing it. They adjust, ensuring the last stalker in the start zone can't engage any of them. The free stalker retreats to the start zone to hit the brute that just killed the Greatbow. The stuck one stays on max height, and the third one stays in the start zone, where it's safe for the next turn. The brute in the start zone dies, but the one in the middle survives. Back to me, and I have 3 brutes left. I engage the heighted stalker with 2 of them, rotating to be behind the ruin so Kayaman can't see them, and bring the last one off Sola Astrid, developing onto level 3 road, where no stalker can engage him on the next turn. I do manage to kill the stalker on max height. Nathan's order marker 2 is on Kayaman, who moves over near the stalkers and takes an attack up into a granite, which we block. Granites are unable to get any shots in yet, so they advance toward the start zone, but stay on height for now. One stalker comes up to engage us and slow us down, but misses the attack into a granite. Brutes come out from behind the wall to kill that stalker, and do kill it, but are now vulnerable to Kayaman. But Cayman already had shots on granites, and they had to get closer in order to be able to engage on the next order marker anyways, which 2 of them now can. Cayman shifts over to where no granite can get a rock throw in on him, and misses a 4v5 up at a brute. 1 granite runs away to take Dagmar, while the other 2 advance. We did this because, if Knight of Light won initiative, he could engage Cayman with 2 granites, and that would allow me to get my brutes to barge in with them, whereas otherwise my brutes couldn't all reach Cayman in 1 turn, and we wanted brutes attacking Cayman instead of granites attacking Cayman to get 4v4s instead of 3v4s into a figure with Counterstrike. Going into round 5, Knight of Light and I both have exactly 1 squad left, plus I have Glenerva. Gucci has 1 Deathstalker, and Nathan has a full life Cayman. I leave all my order markers on brutes, as there's not much need for Glenerva once we've engaged Cayman, and Knight of Light does manage to win initiative, so the order will be Knight of Light, then Gucci, then me, then Nathan. Granites attack the Stalker, but not Cayman, wanting to avoid the Counterstrike with attacks of 3, and waiting for me to do it with brutes instead, but miss the 1 attack on the Stalker. The Stalker hits back, but also misses. I bring in my brutes, barging 2 of them into Cayman, but Cayman blocks the first attack, and Counterstrike kills my brute on the second one. Ouch. Cayman stays put and hits the brute with his double attack, but both 4v4s miss. 1 granite re-engages to attack the Stalker, the other one stays on height, and the last one develops back towards the fight. This time the granite does kill the Stalker, which knocks Gucci Boost out of the game, so it's back to me now. The last brute barges in, and I get 2 shots at Cayman. Both brutes roll 2 out of 4 skulls, and Cayman whiffs both times, dealing 4 wounds and killing him in 1 turn. And we take this one down to win the tournament, winning with 3 granites, 2 brutes, and a full life Glenerva left on the board. A great victory that left many a spectator in awe of how we brought death to our enemies. After 4 brutal battles, I'll be able to bring my half of this title back home to the Granite State. I did really enjoy playing this army for this format, as it felt very strong in all of our matchups, so I'm quite happy with where we landed at for our army composition, and playing this event with Knight of Light was a lot of fun.